In this video, we're going to compare the RazoRock Lupo 2020 version in DLC to the RazoRock Lupo 2021 version in regular stainless steel. Stay tuned. Hey there, folks, and welcome back for another video. I'm your host, CDB. Thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And I forgot to mention the soap for today in the intro, and it is going to be Proraso. This is Azur Lime. This is their single blade series, which I have a pretty big box right here, and this product is out of Italy. Let's go ahead and give you the cost information before we get to the razors. This is $22.99 for 9.5 ounces, and that is an exceptional price on a cost right there of $2.42 per ounce. It is a cream, and I think one of the things that Johan mentioned yesterday as a comment on my video was the creams might not be quite as much of a great value per ounce because there's moisture in it, and maybe they use more cream per lather and things like that. And that certainly is something to consider. But I think $22.99 for 9.5 ounces is a very good price nonetheless. This is a lime scent. It almost has a woody sort of vibe to it. And again, this is a soap that comes in a bag like that. I believe it's intended for use in maybe barbers' machines. You can also get a smaller size of this, but it's a really nice cream out of Italy. Again, we're traveling all over. We've already been this week where Thailand, India, now we're over in Italy. There are great products all over the world, people. Have no fear. No, regardless of where you are, there's probably something available. Okay, let's get to the stars of the show. Here we have the 2020 version of the RazoRock Lupo, and this one is in DLC. It is 316 stainless steel. The weight on my scale for this one was 3.3 ounces, and this, I believe, has a 0.72 blade gap. It doesn't say it on the plate like most of the RazoRock razors do, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's 0.72, and it has an Astra SP blade in it. The 2021 version of the Lupo is 316L stainless, same as the old Lupo. It weighed in at 3.1 ounces on my scale. The blade gap on this one is 0.95, and the cost difference, this one cost $89.99 and probably has something to do with that coating, and this one came to you for $69.99, so really good price. I love both of these razors. Obviously this one is probably going to feel a lot more efficient because it is got that 0.95 blade gap compared to the 7.2, but we'll see. The only way to know is just to try them side by side. We have our standard 24 hours growth, and this is just plain tap water in a continuous mister, no propellants or anything. This is just pressurized, and I use this just to apply moisture to my face so I don't have to get my hands wet primarily. And we've got a nice lather in our Captain's Choice copper bowl today with the Proraso Azur Lime. This is a really nice soap, I think. Let me show you the ingredients right there. Scent strength for me on this one is about, I call it right at about medium. You don't really have to search for the scent. It's got a nice, I would call it almost a woody sort of lime to it. It's not just your standard lime. It's got some more depth than that. I think it's a nice scent. I appreciate it because it's sort of a different twist on lime from my perspective. And, I like that. And as you can see here, no problems with the lather, which is, pretty much the case with almost all the soaps I use. I rarely have problems. Every now and then you'll get one that doesn't lather well based on the way I lather. And for those, I just don't use them. I mean, what's the point? If you have to do lots and lots of special things, I'm just generally not that interested in using products like that. If you have to jump through hoops just to lather it. Okay, so let's start over here with the RazoRock Lupo DLC. When RazoRock made these, a lot of people complained they don't like the coating. For me, the coating does not make any difference whatsoever, and that feels nice. You do get some blade feel on the old version of the Lupo here. Old meaning 1 year old, a little over a year old. But it's not tremendous. It is a very nice, smooth shaver, and I like it a lot. So let's go ahead and feel our left side here, the 9.5. Very, very nice. And honestly, just based on this first few strokes, there's not as much difference here as I thought there would be, to be honest with you, in the way they feel. definitely getting a little more on the 9.5, but it's not day and night. Now I know RazoRock on their chart, I'll drop it there on the screen for you so you can look at it for a moment, puts the new Lupo 9.5 sort of at the top of the heap in their aggression sort of meter there. So take that information and use it however you see fit. I really like it. I think it's an excellent value. All stainless, you know, these are, again, I would consider these lifetime razors, meaning it's going to last your lifetime if taken care of, and probably many lifetimes, to be honest with you. Now, the one thing I can tell you right now is I don't notice any difference in the way the razor glides based on that coating. People say they do. I do not feel that at all, not even a little bit. From my perspective, if your lather is slick, you know, a piece of steel is probably going to glide along without a lot of trouble, whether it's DLC coated. If you remember years ago, I owned a Mula Jet, which had almost a rubbery coating, and it glided on my face just fine. I had no problems with it. And the only reason I don't own that razor today is that I used that to raise money for a charity. I love that razor. And I wish I still had it, but I used it to raise money for a charity. And so that's why I don't have the razor. And it had a rubbery coating. Usually rubber, you don't think, or a sort of tacky, vinyl rubbery type of coating. And you would not think that to be, you know, you wouldn't think that would glide easily on your skin, but it did. I had no problems whatsoever with it. So I think really a lot of people complain about the DLC coating. I don't find there to be any difference between the two. I think once again, now this is just my opinion. I think once people get something in their head, it's hard to convince them otherwise. And I believe personally, and this is just my opinion, that if they were using these razors blind and didn't know which one was which, I doubt they'd be able to tell the difference. It's steel, you know, and it doesn't have a rough texture to it. It is smooth to the touch. So if I put my fingers over it, it's smooth, it's not rough. And so I don't notice that difference. But if you think there is a difference, you'll probably feel a difference. So, you know, now that said, if you're one of those people who just strongly believe you can feel a difference, I'm not denying what you're saying. I'm just saying, for me, I don't feel it, and I would love to see people actually not knowing which razor was which and not being able to feel it in their hand. Maybe they use both a regular handle and just see if they really notice, because my feeling is that preconceived notions in this hobby account for lots of thoughts and feelings. And when someone gets something in their head, it's really difficult to convince them that maybe that's not what's going on. You know, it's the same with me. It's hard to change minds when it comes to those preconceived notions. And once you get something in your head, it takes some work to sort of get over that. Because believe me, I've had many preconceived notion over the years that I didn't want to let go of, but over time, you just have to work to do that. And honestly, this razor is gliding along perfectly with no problems whatsoever. Again, if you have a good slickness on your face, I don't know how this isn't. You know, I would say if you're noticing a huge difference, then maybe work to get that slickness or residual slickness, you know, maybe a little better, and maybe you won't have those problems. I'm just trying to think of ways to solve that problem if in fact you have it. But for me, I can't really feel any difference. So, you know, that's just me. I could be wrong, again, because it's sort of the way I feel. But, you know, I'm using these razors side by side on my face, one right after the other, and I'm not feeling that much difference in terms of the way the razor is gliding. If there is a difference, it's very subtle, but I don't really feel it. So, for whatever it's worth, there's where we are. And honestly, before this shave, let's talk about the razors and the way the shave is feeling. I would have thought this would feel way more aggressive than the old one there, but truth be told, it doesn't. So if that is in fact the 72, the difference between the two doesn't feel nearly as great as what I expected it might be. So the problem with this particular razor was on the RazoRock website, the old Lupo, I looked back where I ordered it, and since they had multiple options, I don't know which one I got because it didn't really say when I ordered it. I think it's 72. I'm not positive. So, you know, I don't know if RazoRock even made a 95 in this version. They may have, and if they did, maybe I have it, and that's why they don't feel all that much different. This one, in my head, I'm thinking it's a little more efficient or feels more blade, but it's not much. And that surprises me, assuming the DLC version is the 7.2, because, you know, again, I don't really have any way of validating that, but I believe it is, but I'm not 100% sure. So either way, once again, I'm loving both of these razors. I'm also loving the cream today. Again, Proraso out of Italy makes, you know, fine creams. They're well priced. They're slick. They get the job done. Most of them smell pretty doggone good, or at least I think so. And as you can see here, no problems whatsoever on the lathering front. The brush today is the RazoRock 400. This particular one was sent to me by Oive. Thank you, Oive. So, you see here again, no problems with the lather. In America here, we tend to focus on, you know, artisanal product because we have such a wealth of artisans. I mean, you can throw a stone and hit an artisan here in America. They're just all over the place and they're popping up every single day. And that's great. We are very, very lucky. But don't sleep on these international products that are made outside the USA, because I find that in many cases, they work just as well, and in some cases, they work better than some artisanal products. I know a lot of people think, you know, the shaving software industry starts and begins here in America, but it does not. There's plenty of great products that can be had all over the world. So if you reside outside the US, it's hard for you to get these American artisanal products. Do not worry. There are plenty of good, high quality products all over the world that you can get your hands on, perhaps a little easier. You may not have the volume of selection, but there are good products to be had. So it really allows everybody to participate. And that really should be our goal as advocates for, you know, shaving in a way that's fun and relaxing, is to sort of showcase products and let people know, hey, you can participate too. Just because you live outside of, let's say, North America, doesn't mean you can't participate, or even, you know, outside of Europe. You can still participate, and we like it when you do. So, because this Proraso cream today is very, very good. I like it a lot. That was a very nice shave with the Lupo DLC from last year. I think this one does have a little more blade feel. It is not night and day, however. I would not say that this one feels threatening relative to the DLC Lupo there. And honestly, I don't know if RazoRock will ever make another DLC because people jump up and down and complain about it. I love it personally, but people often complain and say they get drag and so on and so forth. And so I know the plain stainless, if you want to call it that, has been in the works for quite some time, and people have been waiting on them. But I am very happy with my DLC coated version, and I am going to continue to use it. It's not going anywhere. Now, a gentleman did reach out. I haven't had a chance to respond yet, or actually I will have responded by the time this video airs, but a gentleman reached out and offered to buy my DLC Lupo for a very kind and generous price, but I'm not going to sell it because I like the razor. And I'm still going to use it, even though I think this one feels a little more efficient, and I love it. In terms of appreciating the razors, I just really appreciate both. And I don't think you can lose either way, even with the DLC coating. Again, but that's my personal feeling. I just don't think there's a... If there is drag, I don't think that there's enough drag if you have a good slick soap that it's going to make much of a difference. So both of these I enjoyed. So let's go ahead and rinse. We'll come back, feel around on our face, get into the post. Stay tuned. And all right, we're back with the magic made by witches. This is Thayer's Witch Hazel Cucumber, which you see here every day. And I'm going to tell you, that was an excellent, nice, smooth shave. No nicks, cuts, creepers, weepers, irritations, bubbles, troubles. Just really phenomenal. The RazoRock razors are, the stainless steel offerings are just incredible, especially at their price. You can't overlook the fact that they are well priced. They're just, if you don't mention that, I think you're doing the community a good service. They work well. They are well priced. Honestly, I like both. When I was feeling around my face after I used the alum, this is the PA alum with dry dock. First of all, no stinging whatsoever. So that was a very nice, smooth shave. But the shave came out even. And then once again, if this one is more efficient than this one, I tend to adjust by maybe making more strokes with this one or adjusting my technique. Both of them felt really, really nice. Slightly maybe prefer the Lupo 95, but it could be just in my head. I think it's a little more efficient. I think I'm getting a little more blade feel, which I like. But both are winners, once again, for the consumer. And that for me, I am first and foremost a consumer. I'm an advocate for the hobby, but I am a consumer. And when I can spend less to get a great razor, I'm super excited and happy about it. Both of these are winners, and neither of them are going anywhere because I absolutely love them. Okay, we used the Proraso Azur Lime Cream, really good. I had a lot of residual slickness on my face. It took me a while to wash it off, so that's great. We used the RazoRock 400 brush. Of course, our Captain's Choice, our trusty Captain's Choice copper bowl. We're going to finish off today with RazoRock Irish Countryside. It doesn't smell like lime, it smells like green Irish tweed, but I'm sort of trying to use up some of these aftershaves that I'm getting close to the bottom on. So we're going to slap some of this on today and we'll smell great. And we have had a marvelous shave. I hope wherever you are, you've had a great shave as well. Please come back tomorrow because I'll surely be here, God willing. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Until next time, I'm reminding you, it's your shave, do it your way. And as always, God bless.